I've mentioned ghosts a few times since being here, but I wanted to go on record as saying that when it comes to ghosts, I'm pretty much a skeptic. But that's really not the point because ghost stories are a kind of folk history of a place, and I'm really fascinated by them. And the Banff Springs has three notable ghost legends. The first being the Ghost Bride, which, as the story goes, is a young woman who was waiting for her fiance at the top of a staircase. At the time they had candles placed on the stairs for lighting, and that sounds pretty dangerous to me, and turns out her dress brushed one of the flames and she got distracted and tumbled backwards and fell to her death. Now the guests and staff report occasionally seeing a woman in a white dress dancing by herself in the ballroom. And the hotel's even gone so far as to place a plaque of commemoration of the haunting at the foot of the staircase, which is either fun or macabre, depending on your point of view. But it's there, and they're available for you to read. The second haunting is that of a bellman who worked at the hotel for his entire life and passed away in 1976, and his name was Sam McCauley. According to that story, he can still be seen in the halls of the hotel, appearing when guests need help. If they get lost, if they have questions, he appears to them still dressed in bellman attire of a certain period. And one of the things he's known for is helping pretty young ladies who get locked out of their rooms get back into their room. One, who knew that so many pretty young ladies are frequently getting locked out of their rooms? And secondly, that's kind of creepy on a whole other level, but that's beside the point. And the third legend is one that Steve and I had an opportunity to investigate ourselves, which is the mystery of room 873. As the story goes, at some point in the past, a man was vacationing here with his family, and he went crazy and murdered his wife and two children. Ever since then, people who stay in the room and even people in the neighboring rooms reported hearing howls and screams in the night, and maids reported finding what appeared to be bloody fingerprints on the mirrors that would not come off. The hotel had so many of these complaints that it eventually decided to board the room up, and it does not acknowledge the room's existence. To bear this out, Steve jokingly referred to the room to a hotel employee, and the employee's response was, "I don't know what you're talking about." So Steve and I decided to investigate for ourselves. So we went down the hallway that's below the reported room and found room 773, and we went one floor above it and found a room 973. But when we got off on the elevator at the 8th floor, there was no room 873. But instead, in its place, it's just wall. And there's clear that if you count the doors and pay attention to where the doors are laid out, there is a gap there. Even more mysterious, above every single hotel room door is a recessed light right above the door in the hallway. There is still a recessed light where room 873 should be. We don't know why the room was boarded up, but there clearly is something there, or was something there, and the hotel staff are not allowed to acknowledge it for whatever reason. So whether or not you believe in these stories is really not the point. The ghost stories themselves are an indication of just how much history and life exists in a place that is essentially a 127-year-old landmark, and it's just all the more impressive for it.